Okay, Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Uh, I am really honored, Kashfi, for the introduction and grateful for PSF and my team to give me the permission to and the opportunity to take this session. Uh, Inshallah, I hope we all can benefit and may we learn a thing or two from this session, inshallah, that perhaps benefits us in both the worlds, inshallah. So uh, I just see 35 or so people over here. So just to quickly uh, get the chat going, because the chat is very sad. Nobody is messaging anything, and I cannot see you, which I will request you to please turn on your cameras. It makes me feel less alone. So just quickly wanting to understand these three things from you: your name, from where are you joining, and one thing that you're grateful for today. Really appreciate if you can use the chat box, because that is the only way I will get to hear you before the Q&A session at the end. Okay, I think we all know our names. We can quickly type that. Mohsin is from Mumbai. And Mohsin, what are you grateful for today? Okay, nobody is answering the third question. Is it very difficult? Zohara from Sabu Siddiqui Afifa from Jageshwari, Ilyas from Jalgaon, Huda, Mumbai, Shabnam, grateful for my degree. Okay, Moiz Africa. Okay, Moiz, I'm so happy to see you here. He's my brother, people. Okay, why is nobody answering my third question except for Toba? Okay, Juveria is answering for my food and family, alhamdulillah. Kashfi is from Mumbai. Kashfi, the ability to recognize and acknowledge that I have a creator, alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah for inviting this, to be invited for this session. Arif is saying, grateful for keeping me Muslim, alhamdulillah. Grateful to be here today, alhamdulillah. Thank you, people. To be able to wake up with my son and pray namaz, I think that is the best of the best things. Thank you, Mohsen. Anybody else who would like to type in? Sheikh Bakkas from Nerul, I'm grateful to be born in a Muslim family. Alhamdulillah. Altaf from Mumbai, thank you for joining. So I think most of us and majority of us are from Mumbai, and one person from Africa as well, but he understands Hindi and Urdu. But I'll try to keep it English so that there is uniformity. But if I use Urdu in between, so I hope that is okay. Seher is from Jageshwari, and grateful for today's life to wake up and be born in such a lovely family. Alhamdulillah. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much, people, for listening to me and using the chat. And inshallah, I think we continue to use the chat throughout the session, because that is one of the most important ways to keep our focus intact. And before we begin, inshallah, I have a few requests to make. Because we are in an online world and our attention span is at stake, I would request you, if you can please do these three things. Make this time sacred, remove all the distractions. So if you can find a space in your place, wherever you are, where you are not distracted, where it is not noisy, please do that. If you are using a phone, please mute the notifications or switch it off. If you can connect via laptop, please do that, so that you are not constantly checking other tabs. And if you can switch your videos on, it will help you to focus. And please keep a book and a pen handy, because throughout the session, there will be areas. It's not going to be something that, oh, I have to take notes, but there will be questions, and Perhaps it will be difficult for the answers to come immediately, but it is important that those questions are answered eventually, if not now, then maybe someday later, some months later. But those questions are probably the most important thing that you will take up from this session. And Bismillah then. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي رب زدني علما رب زدني علما رب زدني علما. So I think we all have seen the flyer, and this is what we are going to be covering. But before we move ahead, I think I have to make this clear that the audience today is very vast. We have students joining in, we have professionals, we have perhaps people who are parents as well, we have siblings joining. So the audience is really, really vast. So if there are thoughts as to what this session is going to hold and what I'm going to learn. So that is going to become clear as we go ahead. But one thing that is something that you can extract from this session is the importance of asking the right questions, because we are surrounded by constantly people bombarding us with advices. We share things and people are advising us. People are constantly giving us solutions, which we actually do not need as much as for somebody to just listen. And probably when we talk about career, everybody is very eager to give us solutions, right? But it is very difficult that when somebody comes to us or asks us about, what I should do with my future, what should I do with my life, it is very important to just step back, not start an answering mode. Oh, you got a 95, go to science, do this, do that. But rather just take a step back, breathe, and just ask the right question. And these questions is not necessarily that we ask for others, but these questions will be very important that we ask to ourselves as well, and not necessarily to those who give guidance to others, but also for our own guidance, inshallah. So with that kind of expectation, inshallah, we begin. So my first question is, why is career needed? And please, there are no right or wrong answers when you type in the chat box. So please quickly use the chat box to let me know that why is it needed? Why exactly are we meeting today? Why to talk about it? And all honest answers are not something that needs to be really diplomatic enough. Inshallah. Why do we why is necessary? Okay, Ayan is saying for a future. Moise is saying to be financially stable and to help the ummah. Tuba is saying for respect in society and money, to be educated, to choose a right path for our future, to fulfill our needs and make people's lives better. Personality makes who you are. Okay, Mohsen. Kulsum is saying to grow old, to grow and to be able to stand in society and for money, for survival. Okay, excellent, excellent. Any more answers coming up? Tehmina is saying financial stability, purpose, direction, help citizens, personal growth. It is important because of the hereafter. We have to answer Allah, what we did with our lives. Yes. Okay. Okay. Any more answers coming up? Okay. I just want to ask one more question, that for those of us who are professionals over here, what has been your reason? And this has to be honest answers, not something that is very nice to read. whatever you are, or whatever your profession is. How did you select that? Is my question clear? This question is not for the students. This question is for the professionals. I can talk in Hindi, uh, but my entire presentation is in English. So once the recording goes on YouTube, it might cause a little confusion. Uh, okay, Nilofer is saying, uh, okay, somebody told them. Naveed is asking, the question is, whoever you are today, what made you choose that profession? Who was the motivating force? Did you see it in a movie? Did you did somebody tell you? Did a teacher tell you? How did you select whatever you are right now? I chose it myself, Kashvi. Okay. Advice of parents and the extremely interesting emoji. Something I was good at understanding and implementing in real life. Okay. Financial stability and enjoyment. Market, what family was involved, so easier to settle. My dad and you. Oh, please keep me out of this. I never told you to do it. Moise. Saw some relatives, then followed them. Very amazing answer as a childhood dream, maybe through parents. Amazing. Awareness, dream, and availability of resources. Tamina, you are a very self-aware person, it seems. Alhamdulillah. Want all-round development for myself and students. Amazing. Yeah. So we have our reasons. Want to become a gentleman. Okay, we need to define gentleman based on market trend, Abdullah. Thank you. So we have different reasons to select a career, right? And since decades and generations, more or less, we have been choosing our career. I don't know, choosing is the right word, perhaps following. And more or less, the answers that we have given and the answers that you see on the screen, more or less are reasons for following a career revolve around these, except if somebody has a very self-aware personality and they are blessed with that kind of a thing. We get conditioned, we are surrounded by so much information, people are always telling us what is good for us, and these become the reasons. So some of these reasons that you see on the screen, uh, perhaps you can relate to it, is fear pressure. And the students will also relate with this as well when they are selecting, or when they are now perhaps thinking about it, or they must have already selected and now they think that what is that am I doing? I need to revisit this. So irrespective, it can be, oh, I will be left behind. I have not decided anything yet, and others are going ahead, and I need to really do it. Otherwise, I will be somewhere very behind in the race. And that is one of the reasons. Second could be, oh, uh, my family is saying that आप अगर कुछ नहीं करोगे तो आप काबिल नहीं बन पाओगे, या आप ये करोगे तो ही आप काबिल बन पाओगे, या ये नहीं करोगे तो आपसे शादी कौन करेगा. Yeah, you can add this in the list. Whatever you must have heard. I'm just giving a few examples. But आपने जो भी अपनी लाइफ में सुना है, महसूस किया है, you can perhaps share it in the chat. Societal pressure, which is so relevant, but it is so invisible that, okay, I have done my SSC and I have done my HSC, and now everybody is going to come and ask me what I'm doing with my life, and I have not figured it out. I don't know, but they will keep asking me again and again till I give them an answer. So let me just do something so that people stop asking me. You know what I have no idea what I'm going to do, but I cannot answer these kind of questions because it is really insulting on some level. Because people are constantly asking, oh, you're not decided yet. Your year is going to get wasted. Oh, everybody in your house is, doing this and doing that. Why are you not doing anything? Or so on and so forth, right? Then we have a reason, oh, if I'm going to do this and I have a lot of status and the position in the society and people are going to respect me. And if I do this, I'm going to have independence and I'm going to do anything that I want with my life. And then, oh, it looks fancy, it looks very trendy. Everybody in the media is talking about it and getting so much ads about it. So it looks very easy, and quick money. And uh, money is perhaps the most important reason out of everything, because if it is not going to give me money, then it's not worth doing, right? So these are perhaps, if you tell somebody you have to do something and the first reason they're going to tell you it, but how will you make money out of this? So all the questions aside, the only question that you perhaps we have faced a lot of times is, okay, but how? Okay, you like this, okay, you're interested in this, but where is the scope? So these kind of questions we have been constantly asked, and these become our perpetual reasons. So what do you think is the common element over here in this slide? What do you see is common? Anything that you see that is common? Pressure. Thank you. There is a constant relevance of pressure, whether it is overt or covert, whether it is visible or invisible. That pressure is always there. And what happens when we base our decisions on pressure? When we take decisions basis pressure, what happens? The existing professionals, the students, everybody can give answers on this question, that if my choices and my decisions are based on fear, what is going to happen? Yeah, relative pressure. Yeah. Stress, thank you. And you usually make the wrong decisions. You are unsatisfied. It turns out to be a disaster. It will not be exactly a right decision. Yes, yes, yes. More. I think the existing professionals will have a lot of things to say. Things get done, but they are not really efficient. Yeah, yeah. We regret the decision after some time. Yes. Overthinking and self-doubt. We feel unauthentic. We are questioning ourselves again and again. What is it that I am doing? Yes, more things to share. I think existing professionals should have a lot of things to say on this. Won't be able to perform as expected, self-doubt, financial problems. Okay, I don't understand this answer. Perhaps demotivated. Yeah, exactly. So when we base our decisions on pressure, the consequences are immense. And these consequences are so devastating that not only our peace of mind suffers, but our entire existence start questioning as to what we are doing with our lives. So some of these consequences, you can add to this list, you can add more, a lot more to this list, but these are just some of the consequences that happens when our decisions are done from a place of pressure. And the existing professionals and the students both will relate to this, because pressure will impact anybody irrespective of whether they are a student or a professional. So we have chasing Fridays and dreading Mondays. We want Friday to come quickly and we can't lift ourselves to go to the office on Monday. We have constant stress. burnout. We are either overworking or constantly tired of working. There is a sort of a hustle culture, which is a cycle where we are constantly comparing ourselves with people around us, competing in a race that will never end. And somehow it is glorified to such an extent in the way our society is being designed that it is the new, perhaps, religion on many levels. The current thoughts of job switching and quitting. So I read somewhere that 2 out of 3 people spend at least 1 hour of their day to search for jobs, questioning your decisions and yourself. And then, in order to avoid that feeling, we indulge in escapism behavior, whether it is scrolling, whether it is sleeping, whether it is indulging in junk food, whether it is constantly trying to be in a place that we are not. Okay, we'll go there, and just not satisfied with wherever you are. We are Netflixing and sleeping the weekend away because when will the weekend come? We end up working for the weekends. We feel tired, we feel drained emotionally, mentally, physically, and spiritually. And our soul feels empty, as many of you give the answers that you feel inauthentic. That is that sense of emptiness, that sense of weight on the chest is a shout out from our souls that we are ignoring it. We chase outcomes. So means do not matter. Outcome ana chahiye. So as long as I'm getting the marks and the degrees, then does not matter whether I am using AI to complete my assignments, whether I'm copying my assignments from someone else, whether I am using shortcuts to get to my goals. Everything is okay because, oh my God, outcome is so important, so important. That means do not matter. And then, now last but not the least, our relationships become very superficial because a soul that is tired, how will it really be authentic with our own selves, with the people who matter to us, and with Allah Ta'ala? How will that particular soul that is constantly tired and drained will make these relationships thrive? And because these relationships get superficial, our life feels as if too heavy. Makes sense? Does not make sense? Am I speaking too fast? Should I go slow? Please feel free to let me know in the chat. Make sense? Doesn't make sense? Make sense? Okay, thank you. Perfect. Okay, thank you. So we understand that there is pressure. We understand there are consequences to pressure. So things have been done a certain way since decades, since generations. Those those things have had consequences. We are going through it. People before us have gone through it, but somehow nobody is talking about it as much because it is glorified. That it is how it is. What can you do? This is how it's supposed to be. And we just remain in the space of unsatisfaction. Somebody's asking me to speak in Urdu. Naveed bhai, can I mix it a little bit because it's difficult for me to only speak in Urdu? Uh, what guys, I need input. You can use combination. Okay, I'll try inshallah. I'll try inshallah. Okay. So okay, I'll try. Thank you. So we things चीजें होती चली आ रही हैं एक तरीके से. We are facing the consequences, and in order for this to change, something needs to be changed. Correct or not? Yes? No? Yes. But before that, my question is, why people have been accepting this since forever. Why is everybody okay to live and be like this? क्यों हम okay हैं इस तरीके से? To suffer इतना? Why? It's easy, yeah, and because we don't want to raise our voices to please people. We want to fit in the trend of the society. Yeah. Any more answers? कि हम क्यों accept कर रहे हैं इतना? Because initially we said कि हमें independent बनना है, हमें हमारी life का purpose जीना है, हमें hereafter बनाना है, हमें satisfied रहना है, but हमारे वो जो इनिशियल आंसर्स थे वो हमारे कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस से तो मैच नहीं कर रहे हैं. Somebody is saying we don't have any option. Yeah, many people think that, but is that true? Majburi, yeah, favorite word of all of us. Comfort zone से बाहर नहीं आना होता लोगों को. Lack of job opportunities. Is that true? और कर भी क्या सकते हैं? We have to adjust. वो वाला mindset है इसलिए. Thank you everybody. And there is go with the flow. There is peer pressure. Risk nahi lena hai. Thank you everybody. I think that all makes sense. But before that, all the answers that you have given, there is something that lies behind those answers. There is a reason कि इतने generations से this has been continuing. There is a reason where we are not willing to change the consequences, and that reason is fear. Fear of disappointing others, fear of being less in the eyes of society, fear of not being eligible enough for marriage, fear of not having the self-worth to face society and live around people where everybody values a certain kind of individual. So there is a constant fear. And fear controls our choices and decisions. And when fear controls our decisions, what happens? We do not question what is going on, we become followers. The way the world is designed, especially the marketing world, they breed on our fears. Oh, who will marry you? You need to be prettier. So please buy our cosmetics and our injections and our lip fillers and our this and that. It's not ending. Oh, you are not marketable enough, so you need to there is a fear. Okay, I am not eligible enough for marriage and somehow I have to be. So in order to do that, I have to be so and so, only then I become eligible. Fear controls us, fear makes us followers, we stop questioning, and that breeds pressure, that breeds confusion, and that breeds imbalance. And how imbalance? How imbalance? How fear is breeding imbalance? Take a wild guess. I'm sorry, Tamina, I'm not able to understand this. Can you explain? Imbalance, imbalance. What is imbalance? How is fear breeding imbalance? Okay, Saima has read my slide apparently. Okay, so because I think most of us are from India, and if people don't know, I can state it. We see that certain professions are celebrated, certain professions are propagated, certain professions are glorified, and a huge majority of our population ends up following it. And if they want to do even something else, they do not pursue it because there is a fear of being left behind. And if even I say I want to be something that is not glorified, I will be like, really, you want to do that? Keep it as a hobby. Keep it as a hobby, but do this. So if everybody is going to follow and become that few professions that are glorified, then who will do the other jobs? Who will handle the world the way it's supposed to be handled? If everybody is going in one area, where how will the other areas thrive? Dignity of labor is missing. Exactly. Somehow, some things are worth to be done, and somehow some things are absolutely worthless and they cannot be done. And that creates an imbalance. And imbalance have consequences because Allah Ta'ala has created this world in a balance, and that balance needs to be maintained. If that balance is broken, we have seen the consequences. We are going through the consequences at an individual level. But if at a global level you want to see, if at a level of the ummah you want to analyze, then the analogy on my screen is there. जहाँ पे लिखा है कि 15th century तक Muslims made up to 15% of the Muslims were 15% of the people, but 90% of the global research उनके अंडर थी. But today we are 24% of the global population, but हमारे से impactful research work हो, that is only 1%. And आज तो हम टेक्नोलॉजी की पीक पे हैं. Why? कंफर्ट की पीक पे हैं, हर चीज की पीक पे हैं. It cannot get better than this on many levels because we we were told that somehow it is okay to be in a state of imbalance. And when normally you see all these motivation talks, and if I also ask, do you want to build and spend your life with fear or with faith, with confusion or with clarity, with pressure or with purpose? Everybody will say, what kind of a question are you asking, Maria? Obviously, I want to be clear. Obviously, I want to have a purpose of full life. Obviously, I want to make my life based on faith. But it's not that obvious, is it? Because if it was obvious on a very, very personal level and on a very, very global level, our condition would not have been the way it is. Make sense? Yeah, Abdullah. It's the mindset. And we have accepted it that it is how it is. So in order to first understand that why this cycle is being repeated and how this cycle gets repeated, this is just a small way that I'm explaining it. There are hundreds of ways that this can be explained, but this is just an example. And I want everybody to concentrate and just pay attention because this is perhaps the most important part of this session. So you see on your left side, there is incongruence. Incongruence आप बोल सकते हैं कि unhappiness या unsatisfied या place of distress या वो जो consequences हमने देखे थे वो pain. Incongruence कब होता है? When does it happen? तो जो ग्रीन में सर्कल है ऑन द लेफ्ट दैट इज आपकी रियलिटी जो आप आज हो, ठीक है? और एक आइडियल सेल्फ है जो आपको राइट साइड में पर्पल में दिख रहा है. दैट इज व्हाट यू एस्पायर टू बी, व्हाट यू वांट टू बी, वॉट एवर योर एम इज. तो जो आपकी रियलिटी है और जो आपका एस्पिरेशन है, जब इसके बीच में डिस्टेंस होगा, देयर विल बी डिस्ट्रेस. There will be constant, oh my God, when I'm going to reach that, when I'm going to achieve that, when I'm going to be on that particular position, when I'm going to reach that number of CTC or my salary, or when I'm going to buy that car, when I'm going to buy that house, that is my ideal, you know, that is what I want to be, that is what I should have. लेकिन जो हमारी रियलिटी है, फॉर एग्जाम्पल आपकी जस्ट एग्जाम्पल, आपकी सैलरी है 10 lakhs पर एनम और आपका आइडियल है कि अरे 10 lakhs में क्या ही होता है, एटलीस्ट 25 तो चाहिए, आई वांट 25. एंड व्हाई डू यू वांट 25? बिकॉज आपके घर में आपकी सबसे कम है, आपके फ्रेंड सर्कल में आपकी सबसे कम है. अच्छे से 10 lakhs में भी यू आर एबल टू थ्राइव, बट it just everybody tells me, oh, just 10, you should try for another job, take a hike. Oh, everybody is saying कि अरे इतनी कम क्यों है, तुमने तो यहाँ से ये किए थे ना, ज्यादा होनी चाहिए. So your ideals start changing, and by the time you reach 25, आपके आसपास वाले 50 पे होते हैं. तो ये डिस्टेंस कम होता नहीं है अनफॉर्चुनेटली, बिकॉज हमारे आइडियल्स चेंज होते रहते हैं डिपेंडिंग ऑन आर वेरिएबल्स, जो भी हमारे सराउंडिंग में जिससे भी हम कंपेयर करें. हमारे घर में सबके पास 1 BHK था, सबके पास 2 BHK था, मेरे पास 1 BHK था. तो मुझे भी लगता था कि मेरे पास 2 BHK होना चाहिए. बाय द टाइम मैंने 2 BHK लिया, सब 3 BHK में चले गए. सो एंड these are just examples, everybody's life situation is different, but जब तक आइडियल्स में और हमारी रियलिटी में गैप होता है, डिस्ट्रेस होता है. एंड आप राइट साइड वाला इमेज अगर देखेंगे तो वो एक्सप्लेन करता है कि जब ये डिस्ट्रेस कैसे दूर होगा, हाउ विल इट गो अवे, कॉन्ग्रुएंस में हम कैसे आएंगे. तो जब मेरा आइडियल्स और मेरे रियलिटी में डिफरेंस ना हो. बट रियल वर्ल्ड जैसा डिजाइन किया हुआ है वो तो पॉसिबल नहीं लगता है ना. लगता है पॉसिबल? By the time I reach 25, everybody is on 50. By the time I reach 2 BHK, everybody is on 3 BHK. By the time I am able to afford a vacation to Mahabaleshwar, everybody is going to Mauritius. Like, can in the current state of the scenario, in the way things work, in the way generationally things are being done, क्या हम congruent हो सकते हैं? Is congruence possible? Guys, question. No. Kashvi is a very self-aware person. She knows everything I'm going to talk. So Kashvi, hold your horses. Can we be congruent? Is it a very difficult question, guys? Please मुझे बोलिए, मैं फिर से समझाऊंगी. Is it possible कि मेरे ideals और मेरी reality congruent हो जाएं? Yes. Yeah. How? How can I make sure कि मैं congruent state में रहूं? How can I make sure कि मैं ये constantly distress की cycle से बाहर आऊं? How will that happen? How will that happen? Nobody is answering. by limiting our wants, or that's not wants exactly. Yes, we can if we do not go into pressure and not attach our value to what we are studying or what income I have. Yeah, and stop comparing ourselves, knowing ourselves. Yeah, yeah, start living with faith. Yeah, the answer is the cycle repeats until it is broken. सो रियलिटी और आइडियल्स के बीच का फर्क मिटाने से ये मुराद है या ये होगा कि आई विल हैव टू रीडिफाइन माई आइडियल्स. आई विल हैव टू फाइंड आउट कि मेरे आइडियल्स डिसाइड कौन कर रहा है. और अगर ये कॉन्स्टेंटली चेंज हो रहे हैं, कॉन्स्टेंटली ये आइडियल्स शिफ्ट होते रहते हैं, मैं पहुंचता हूं तो आगे बढ़ जाते हैं, तो these are not exactly ideals, these are variables. और जब हम इतने सारे फॉल्स आइडियल्स लेके लाइफ जीते हैं, व्हाट हैपेंस इज कि हमारी फियर्स और हमारी इनसिक्योरिटीज ये थ्राइव करती है. एंड शैतान लव्स टू थ्राइव ऑन आवर इनसिक्योरिटीज. इट विल मेक यू फियर, इट विल मेक यू फियर कि नो 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 नो, ऐसे कैसे यू आर गेटिंग सेटिस्फाइड, ऐसे कैसे. सो द फियर इज कॉन्स्टेंटली अ प्लेग्राउंड फॉर द शैतान. और ये फॉल्स आइडियल्स हमारे बिलीव्स बन जाते हैं, हमारे सिस्टम का कोर बिलीव बन जाते हैं, एंड फिर हम इसके बेसिस पे सारे एक्शंस लेते हैं, सबकॉन्शियसली लेते हैं. अगर कॉन्शियसली नहीं ले रहे होंगे तो भी सबकॉन्शियसली हम ये डिसीजंस ले रहे होते हैं. एंड फियर ऑफ एनीथिंग और एनीवन other than Allah will always keep us unsatisfied. Core beliefs, Aisha has said that जब हम फॉल्स आइडियल्स को एज ट्रूथ समझते हैं, जो हमने जनरेशन से सुना है, तो वो मेरे सिस्टम में चला जाता है समझते हुए कि ये किसी का ओपिनियन था, पर मैंने इसको फैक्ट समझ लिया. समवन टोल्ड मी कि मैं ये करूंगी ना तो ही लाइफ सेट है, और मैंने भी वही समझ लिया, और वो मेरा कोर बिलीव बन गया, जिसके बेसिस पे मैंने सारे एक्शंस लाइफ में लिए. And imagine that, and many of us are professionals, especially we have gone through that, कि हमें हमारी जॉब छूट जाने का फियर, हमारे बॉस के नाराज होने का फियर has become or must have become somewhere more important than the fear of Allah. I'm not pointing fingers. I'm saying this from my personal experience. It will happen because Shaitan will not leave you. It will make sure that your insecurities remain insecurities. Your false ideals remain your false ideals, and you see it as your core worth. कि यही है, सही है, जो मैं कर रहा हूँ ना वो सही है. एंड दैट इज वाई जब तक हमारे आइडियल्स रीडिफाइन नहीं होंगे, ये कांस्टेंट साइकिल रिपीट होगा. राइट? मेक सेंस? या या यस Fahad. Yes, I am. So just to take a breather and just to use your book and pen, there is a question on the screen. I'll like to just, अगर आप आंसर ना भी कर पाए, it's okay. Just note the question. Okay, what are my insecurities? What are my fears? वो कौन से मैंने जख्म पाल रखे हैं जिसकी बेसिस पे मेरे सारे फॉल्स आइडियल्स जो भी मैंने बना के रखे हैं वो थ्राइव कर रहे हैं. और एक एग्जाम्पल भी लिखा हुआ है आपके ईज के लिए. फॉर एग्जाम्पल समबडी यूज्ड टू थिंक कि ना ये और ये प्रोफेशन वालों को ही हमेशा से, उसने बचपन से जब से होश संभाला है, दैट पर्सन इज सीइंग कि सिर्फ इनको ही ना बहुत ऐसे रिस्पेक्ट मिलती है. People treat them very differently. People, just give so much respect to these kind of professions. And somehow subconsciously I started to believe that if I'll become that na, then everybody is going to respect me also. And respect kisko nahi pasand hai. So my false ideas is also known as my core beliefs, also known as my purpose, became that I will be that particular profession ka person so that I'll get respect. Because respect in our society is conditional. So ये जो conditions of worth हमने अपने ऊपर डाल रखे हैं, जो हमारे false ideals है, just take a moment to write that down. क्या है मेरी insecurity? And maybe you are not able to answer this right now, but I request you to please take time to answer this because this is where everything lies. Yeah? Let me know once, even if I have 1-2 people who have done this, I'll not ask you to share. I'll inshallah move ahead. There is a miracle question also that you can ask, but it is a very difficult question to ask. Can I share? Okay, inshallah. The question is, if I had all the money in the world, will I still do what I'm doing? And this does not mean कि अरे जो कर रहे छोड़ दो, जो हमारी so called सिनेमा में दिखाया जाता है कि सब छोड़ छाड़ के चले जाओ पहाड़ों में. No, we are people of reason. We use our mind. We do not compromise on our responsibilities. We do not chase pleasure. So no, this question is not from that sense. This question is to just imagine that if I have all the money, will I still pursue what I am pursuing? Or will I do something else? Will I live life differently? Will I spend my time, my health, my energy, my resources differently? You can write this question as well. And it's not an easy question to answer. Trust me, it took me 10 years to answer it. So don't worry. It is very difficult. But I'm just sharing it because it's important to be asked. As I said in the start, if you can take one thing from this session, take the ability to ask questions. Yeah? Yeah, Amal. We need to strike that balance. Okay? Inshallah. So moving ahead, and as we said कि हमें हमारे ideals redefine करना है, और ideals redefine करने के लिए वो ideals का fixed होना जरूरी है. So we have to redefine our intention, we have to redefine our why, and in order to choose purpose over pressure, कुछ fundamental चीजें हैं which we need to understand. And that कि हमारे ideals already decide करके हमें दे दिए गए, वो फिक्स्ड रखे गए हैं ताकि हम अपनी पूरी लाइफ सेकंड गेस ना करते रहे खुद को. हमारी वर्थ फिक्स्ड करके हमें दे दी गई है और उसे कंडीशनल नहीं रखा गया है, उसे डिपेंडेंट नहीं रखा गया है एक्सटर्नल वैलिडेशन पे. ताकि हम कॉन्स्टेंटली उन प्रेशर्स से बाहर आए और वो करें जिनके लिए हमें बनाया गया था. बिकॉज अल्लाह ताला could have made this world function without us, but he chose not to. Out of the billions and billions of people that he created me for a reason. And he gave me my self-worth written to me that you are created in the best form. I have given you a heart, I have given you a mind, I have given you a soul so that you distinguish what is good for you and what is not. So that you not only make successful your this world, your life in this world, but also the next. And when Allah Ta'ala says that I have not created jinns and humans except to worship me, we understand that worship necessarily does not mean that our ritualistic ibadas. Ibadah ka concept is very big. Everything that I do with the intention to please Allah Ta'ala and Allah Ta'ala only is ibadah. And my career is going to be an ibadah if it is created from a place of intention jahan pe purpose takes precedence over pressure. So अगर मुझे सही और गलत में डिस्टिंग्विश करना सीखना है, I have to know के what fears, what insecurities, what scars I am holding, and I need to work on that. मुझे उसको अनलर्न करना बहुत जरूरी है मेरे फॉल्स आइडियल्स को, ताकि मैं ट्रू आइडियल्स के बेसिस पे एक लाइफ बना सकूं. And if I don't do that, the cycle will continue. And this does not mean life is going to be easy. No, it is not going to be. No, it's not going to be. Take it from me. But you will not feel a state of dissatisfaction with your choices and question your choices every day of your life. So, meaningful life, Allah Ta'ala has given us a meaning. We need to take actions to find that meaning. और हमें ये जो सारे एक्सटर्नल वैलिडेशन चाहिए होते हैं लोगों से, सोसाइटी से, और जिससे भी हमें चाहिए, we need to understand and work on ourselves to really believe कि मेरी worth लोगों के हाथ में नहीं है, मेरी worth अल्लाह ताला ने मुझे already दे दी. I don't have anything to prove to anyone. And imagine that takes so much pressure from our shoulders. Imagine how light we are going to feel when we are free from this external validation. And obviously, we are not going to get that in a day. It's going to take time. But at least understanding ke we have to start somewhere. Make sense, does not make sense, very philosophical, very abstract. फिर से repeat करूं, सही जा रहा है pace, anything, any thoughts, reflections, questions? I'll take questions at the end. Make sense? Doesn't make sense? बहुत fast जा रही हूँ. Please tell me, people. Make sense? Inshallah, inshallah. So, first things first. अभी we said कि okay, I need to redefine my ideals. I need to set a new standard, and I have to choose faith over my fears. That is entirely a process, but just to give you some idea as to how you can do it. Inshallah, I think if perhaps this slide and the next slide, I think, is where we can see ke, okay, Mariam, okay, what you're saying, it makes sense, but then, okay, what next? Because we want solutions. We are so conditioned to ask for solutions. Okay, okay, no, no, don't ask me questions, Mariam, give me answers. Yeah, I'll not give you answers, I'll ask more questions. Uh, so, but the framework that I'm talking about, कि हम faith को fear के ऊपर कैसे तरजीह दें, कैसे uh, yeah, Abdullah, we'll stretch the session by a couple of minutes, inshallah. If not a problem for everyone, and we can catch on the recordings if you guys have to leave for somewhere. So where I was, yeah. So we need to reframe our fears. So the framework is reframe, reduce, and reclaim. Rather than thinking what will people say, I need to build a life where the framework says how will I face Allah? What will Allah think of me? What will I answer Allah? Every decision that you are taking in life, if the framework is starting from this, the decisions, inshallah, are going to be more aligned, more free of fears. That is the first thing. Second चीज आप ये कर सकते हैं, which is reduce. क्या reduce करना है हमने? Purpose of life and aim of life के बीच का gap. So if I know that my purpose of life is to worship Allah and to use everything that He has given me in the best possible manner in His cause, in the way He wants me to use it, without compromising the obligations that He has set upon me, without neglecting my family, without neglecting my health, without neglecting the ummah at large. Purpose of life, I know. But is my aim of life aligned with that? अगर मेरी aim of life is not matching with my purpose of life, तो मुझे बहुत issues होंगे. और आपने शायद सुना भी होगा things like identity crisis, things like cognitive dissonance, these are all fancy terms, but इसका मतलब यही है कि मेरा purpose of life और मेरा aim of life align नहीं है. I know कि ऐसा ऐसा करना चाहिए और ऐसा ऐसा होना चाहिए, but I will do it after I retire. अभी मेरे को ना ये सब करना है. I will do it once everything else is taken care of, all my fears are satisfied. I will do it then. So it is important for you to write down कि मेरा purpose of life on the left hand side of the paper, write purpose of life, on the right hand side, write aim of life. And after the session, not exactly today, if because perhaps Sunday is a busy day, but someday, just analyze if both of these are aligned or not. And it might take some effort, it will take किसी से बात करनी पड़े, वो सब हम देखेंगे नेक्स्ट कि उनको कैसे कर सकते हैं, बट इन दोनों के बीच का डिफरेंस फाइंड करना जरूरी है ताकि वो डिफरेंस कम किया जा सके. एंड द थर्ड स्टेप ऑफ द फ्रेमवर्क इज टू रिक्लेम योर वर्ड्स. एंड उसे रिक्लेम करने के लिए फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल अपने आप को परमिशन दीजिए कि नॉट एवरीथिंग नीड्स टू हैपन इमीडिएटली, अभी तुरंत हो जाएगा. नो, इट्स गोइंग टू टेक टाइम. And these 5 questions, all the students present here, all the students that are going to be watching it, all the professionals, irrespective. These 5 questions are some questions that could help you to find out कि वो क्या चीज है जो मेरा पर्पस हो सकती है, जो मैं मेरे पर्पस ऑफ लाइफ और एम ऑफ लाइफ का डिफरेंस कम करने के लिए बना सकता हूँ, ताकि मैं वो सारे कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस जो हमने इनिशियली डिस्कस किए उससे मैं खुद को प्रोटेक्ट कर पाऊँ. कि हाउ व्हाट एग्जैक्टली इज द माय पर्पस, व्हाट हाउ कैन आई डू, मतलब कैसे फाइंड करूँ, हाउ आई एम गोइंग टू डू दैट. So the 5 questions that you need to write down is, what do I want to do till the day I die? Not waiting for my retirement to not work, but I do something that I am willing to do till my last day. The one thing that I can keep doing no matter how the circumstances are. I don't run away from that thing on my bad days. I do not escape those things by indulging in escapism behaviors. आजिज नहीं आ जाता हूं मैं वो करते करते. That one thing that makes your heart thrive, जिससे मतलब your soul is on fire in a metaphorical sense. It means you are absolutely love doing that. And you are absolutely very sure that the world needs this particular work to be done. It's the world has, okay, that is the 5th question. 4th is the thing that makes me lose track of time and space. उसे flow state भी कहा जाता है. Yeah, I'm not constantly checking अरे कितना बजा 5 बज गया चलो log out करते हैं. That does not mean कि overwork करना है, but you know what I mean. I am so engrossed in my work and I absolutely do my work with such ehsan, such excellence that time and space becomes irrelevant. You must have seen that when writers are writing, they have absolutely no sense what is going on around in their world. And I'm not saying that only such professions can find this. Everything that you are doing can be done in this kind of a state, where you're not constantly checking the clock. And the most importantly, in the ummah today, in the society today, what issues are prevalent, क्या चीजों की जरूरत है, क्या गैप्स हैं जो चले ही आ रहे हैं एंड उस गैप्स को फिल करने की बहुत जरूरत है, एंड आई कैन डू दैट. कोई भी एक एरिया में यू फील कि ये एरिया में काम की जरूरत है, पीपल आर नेग्लेक्टिंग इट, इट इज the world is facing the consequence, ummah is facing the consequence, and I can fill that in whatever little way. Then that is one question that can help you to arrive at your purpose. Yes, Abdullah. Inshallah. So, make sense? Does this make sense? ये questions आप अभी लिख सकते हैं, and inshallah you can answer them later. Yeah. So we are reframing. हम reduce कर रहे हैं और हम reclaim कर रहे हैं. Yeah. So now everything done and said, we have a lot of students over here. We have professionals here. So, okay. I know कि ठीक है मुझे ये करना है, but still I want something more specific. Mariam, tell me what else, not what else, but what exactly I need to do. So these are just few things. This list is not complete. We can add as much as we want, but these are some of the most fundamental things जो हम कर सकते हैं. Whether you are a student or not, everybody can do this, because taking actions is very important. Because हमने faith over fear choose किया, पर faith के साथ साथ actions लेना is equally important. So we have to tie our camels and then trust Allah, right? So how can I find, get going, Mariam? How can I do this? So the few things that can be done is, find out what you are good at. अल्लाह ताला ने आपको अगर बनाया है तो ऐसा हो ही नहीं सकता कि आपके अंदर कोई भी स्ट्रेंथ हो ना. डेफिनेटली है, बस हमारा जो सिस्टम रहा है, वेदर इट इज आवर एजुकेशन सिस्टम और अदर सिस्टम्स, उसने उसे शायद पहचाना ना हो, बिकॉज कुछ टाइप की क्वालिटीज ही ग्लोरीफाई की जाती हैं हमारी सोसाइटी में, बट दैट डज नॉट मीन कि आपके अंदर एग्जिस्ट नहीं करती। यू डेफिनेटली हैव इट, अल्लाह ताला हैज पुट इट, वी नीड टू फाइंड इट। एंड देयर विल डेफिनेटली बी एरियाज जहां पे हो सकता है यू आर नॉट अमेजिंगली एक्सीलेंट, बट यू कैन वर्क ऑन दोज एरियाज। और ये कैसे पता चलेगा? हो सकता है कि आई डोंट नो अभी से, सम पीपल नो कि हाँ व्हाट दे आर गुड एट, सम पीपल नो व्हाट दे आर व्हाट आर द थिंग्स जिसमें वो इम्प्रूव कर सकते हैं, बट सम पीपल डोंट। तो हाउ कैन आई फाइंड इट आउट? सो द मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट थिंग जो हम कर सकते हैं इज टू एक्सपीरियंस ग्राउंड रियलिटी। ग्राउंड रियलिटी पे आपने एक्सपीरियंस करना है, अब चाहे आप वो जिस भी कॉज को आप डेडिकेट करना चाहते, जो भी फील्ड आप आपके अंदर, इट इग्नाइट्स अ फायर इन योर सोल, यू नो, जो भी जिसके लिए भी आपका बहुत मन है उस फील्ड में आपने जाके वॉलंटियर वर्क करना है तो करिए। इवन इफ नोबडी इज पेइंग यू, इट डज नॉट मैटर, but it is important you experience ground reality, because experience will teach you what which no other degree is going to teach you, no books are going to teach you. And we are part of a system that does not prepare us for the real world, especially our education system, but it's okay. Rather than complaining and blaming, we will do what we can do. Experience ground reality, find where you can go and give your time with excellence. ये नहीं कि just because I'm doing it, okay, मैं half-heartedly करेंगे, मन किया तो जाएंगे. No, make it as important as we make our jobs to be, you know. Make it as important because this is where you will learn about your own self. खुद को जानने का बेस्ट तरीका है कि डेडिकेट योर सेल्फ टू समथिंग, सर्व योर, कहीं ना कहीं आपने सर्विस देना है। सर्विस इज मोर इम्पोर्टेंट देन स्किल्स, एंड स्किल्स आर मोर इम्पोर्टेंट देन सर्टिफिकेशंस एंड डिग्रीज। अगर हमने बहुत सारे सर्टिफिकेशंस ले लिए एंड वी डोंट नो हाउ टू पुट इट इनटू प्रैक्टिस, व्हाट इज द पॉइंट? एंड हमने अगर बहुत सारी स्किल्स ले ली एंड वी आर ओनली यूजिंग इट फॉर आवर ओन सेल्फ एंड नॉट फॉर अदर्स, देन व्हाट इज द पॉइंट? This needs to be understood and inshallah implemented. Find a mentor, and by mentor I mean anybody whom you think has the knowledge of the field where you want to spend your life, has the right kind of fear of Allah Ta'ala, and is not impressed with the world. These are three fundamental key qualities of a mentor. Because if that person is someone who is impressed by the world or who does not fear Allah Ta'ala, हम usually knowledgeable person के पास चले जाते हैं, बाकी we don't give attention. What will happen is, if that person is extremely accomplished, but the world impresses that person, there is a high chance that person is operating from a place of insecurity. There is a high chance that that person is going to give you advices जहाँ पे उनकी insecurity satisfy हो. No, don't do this. Here you are not going to make a lot of money. I'll tell you from where you are going to make a lot of money. In 5 years, you are going to be a millionaire. Insecure people cannot create secure mentees. Yeah, so these are the three qualities that are extremely essential in a mentor. And हो सकता है ये सब कुछ लोग कर पाए, हो सकता है you need help. You know, I need more help to get clarity. I need more help to understand this purpose of life or aim of life में मैं कैसे gap reduce करूँ. I need more help to understand कि मैं वो 5 questions जो थे purpose वाले वो कैसे answer करूँ. सो इफ मेंटर नहीं मिला तो क्या करना है? दुआ करनी है। आई एम कमिंग ऑन दैट। ढूंढना है सबसे पहले, और साथ साथ दुआ करनी है। Seek professional help. You don't have to do everything alone. There are faith-based counselors available. It's important, again, that whoever is helping you fears Allah in the right way, and they are faith-based. So they are asking the right questions and not thriving on your insecurities, which unfortunately is happening in today's counseling world. Then once, inshallah, if you find out what you want to do, or if you want to decide, still always praise Dikhara with meaning. And you have asked a mentor, okay, that's fine, but still, only Allah knows what is good for you, what is good for both the worlds, what is good for your future, what is good for things that you cannot even calculate. Only He knows. So consult with Allah Ta'ala, and as always, throughout the process, ask Allah to give you what you want. If it seems impossible, then very good. It has to seem impossible because you are asking Allah Ta'ala. For him, nothing is impossible. हम दुआ मांगते हैं because हमारे माइंड में हमको लगता है इतना मिल जाए तो ठीक है, इतना चलेगा, this seems possible. No, we are not asking Allah Ta'ala from our own sense of perception. For him, nothing is impossible. If you are searching for meaning, if you're searching for a purpose, if you're searching for a mentor, if you're searching for anything, ask Allah Ta'ala and He will give you. And that is a tried and tested method. With that, I'm done. If you have any questions, the floor is open. If you have to leave, then I hope this was beneficial. Make dua for me. If you have feedback to share, then inshallah, you can share it on the group or you can tag me. I hope this made sense. Yeah.
Jazakallah khair, Sister Mariam. I will open the floor for question and answer session. Would somebody like to unmute and ask a question, or people can go ahead and ask it in the chat box?
They can ask it in the chat box. They can unmute themselves if they are not able to type. Both is okay. Okay, I have 2 questions. Do you suggest any online personality test that show which field is good for someone based upon the question answered? There are many personality tests available. Not any one of them is 100% correct. There are always shortcomings or limitations of personality tests because tests are generated on a population sample and then they make it applicable to everybody else. So not necessarily all tests are 100% correct. However, it is used in order to understand कि भाई मेरा learning style क्या है, मेरा talent क्या है, मेरी ability क्या है, मेरा potential क्या है, which areas are worth pursuing. There are, but I will suggest that career counseling should be faith-based, as I said. And if you want the recommendation, I will inshallah give that. You can contact the admin or you can use my socials to contact me and inshallah I'll do. I am not qualified to do career counseling as such, so I cannot do that. I couldn't join in the beginning. Can you please introduce yourself again and also where you have done volunteer work? Aisha, yeah, this is kind of a personal question. First half is I'm Mariam Khan and I am studying Islamic psychology. I am advanced faith-based life coach, जहाँ पे I coach people through life problems and especially professional and especially and only females. But if brothers want recommendation, they can reach out and I'll inshallah guide them to somebody whom I trust. Yeah, Huda, you can reach out to my socials and you can ask. Instagram, LinkedIn, the scanners are on the screen. Feel free to reach out. Inshallah, I'll help uh, the best of my ability. Uh, any more questions, please feel free to ask. WhatsApp is mm, my fees, everything, personal questions personally. Admin will post my details in the chat box and you can reach out to me, inshallah. You don't use Insta, then you can use Huda, what do you do? Student? Okay. Okay, you can use WhatsApp. I am there in the group, by the way. So, yeah, I am a member of PSF, associate of PSF. So, I am there in the group. Uh, Mariam. Okay. Guys, any more questions, doubts, or we are good to go? Okay. Jazakallah khair. Akhiru dawana alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.
Jazakallah khair, Maria. I'd like to move ahead with the vote of thanks. Firstly, Jazakallah khair again, Mariam. A heartfelt thank you for guiding us through such a thought-provoking session. Your faith-based insights have given the audience a space to reflect deeply on ourselves and our experiences. I also want to thank our president, Naveed sir, and Nusrat ma'am. She's not here, she is on Hajj, but may Allah accept her ibadah. And all the other PSF team members who made this event happen. And last but not the least, Jazakallah khair to the audience. I'll share my screen. There is a next master class that will be happening. Okay, so the next master class is on exploring the world of data science and generative AI, which is done by Samreen. She is a IT professional, and this will be held on 1st of June. And y'all can scan to register.